You can look up the African origins of mathematics. That's why they still don't know how to build pyramids, and obviously you forgot too. But it's important you recognize that. And I also want you to know in terms of experience, I've trained as an opera singer, ballerina, and neuroclassical pianist. And I still do African dance and music. I do hip hop, I do tap, I do modern. I think Broadway shows, I've performed on Broadway. I've done all of that. And what's important is, you gotta know as much as you can about the world and about things in the world. Because if you only know one thing, you can't make a choice. The choice has been made for you. So make sure, all of you, whether you're younger children or grown-up children like myself, that you make sure you learn as much as you can about the world. You don't know what you're going to need, so learn as much as you can about everything. Because you might get to decide to do it and find out that you needed that. Now this is a short reminder. Raise your hand, how many people have a cell phone? Kids included, everybody raise their hand, okay. I just want you to know, the cell phone was designed by a person of African descent.
That's right.
His name is Henry Samson, S-A-M-S-O-N. Our phones seem to be Samsung. I wonder if there's any relationship. But you need to know, even if you don't know where the organs came from, they probably came from us. And I say that because you do need to know your history. You do need to understand that we are great. And every last one of you has to continue the legacy of greatness. So you remind your friends when they're trying to do something you know they ain't supposed to do, pull them up. You should never look down on a person unless you're reaching down to pull them up. But we gotta pull each other up. Don't allow things to go on. And if you're 7 and you got a 3-year-old nephew or niece or little brother, you're the elder. Take care of that one and make sure you assist them. Now, I ain't talking about being bossy and you lady rolling your neck for somebody. But I am talking about with love. Remind them, and if they won't listen to your instruction or direction, then go to your elder and say, be careful, so not just in a tattletale form, but you know, in terms of real caring. Because that's how we have survived, not only in this country, but around the world, because we look out for each other. And just so you know, we weren't just brought here as physical labor. We were brought here because we knew multiple languages. We had the first universities in the world. If you know about Aristotle and Galileo and any of those, they came to Africa to study. Timbuktu, Mali, Songhai. They don't tell you that because they don't want you to know. They don't want the world to know. Because we know in this country, racism is one of those things to keep people back. But our ancestors didn't let it keep us back. Even the ones that were snatched over here and grabbed and were enslaved. When slavery was finally abolished, we created some of the best, most powerful cities in the world. And unfortunately, sometimes we were met with retaliation. For those of you who've seen the movie Rosewood, and those of you who haven't, adults, let your children see it. If you don't know about Tulsa, Oklahoma, Black Wall Street, when we ain't got nothing, we start something. So don't tell me about what you don't have, what opportunities you can. You create it. People have kicked open the door for you, it's time to go through it. And then they're trying to shut it back and tell you there's a crack left. Don't let them. So all of you out here, as I pass this mic on, remember, those of you who drink the water need to remember those who dug the well.
Come on.
And I want you to leave here remembering that. You must know your history. If it's not being provided for you, I don't care what your age, instead of just playing games on the internet, look up great queens in Africa. Look up great kings in Africa. Go to the website and look at 100 black inventors. Just about everything we use here was designed by a person of African descent. The lights wouldn't be on if it wasn't for Louis Lavender. Somebody else gets credit for electricity, but they couldn't keep the light lit. It took Louis Lavender to bring a filament in the light bulb. Now we all got light bulbs, they don't never go out, right? So many things. Don't allow yourself yourself to be mediocre, because whatever you do, in whatever business you're in, science, mathematics, or the arts, unfortunately, oftentimes in this country, we have to work 10 times as hard. Sometimes it's not just outside of here. Because of colonialism, sometimes it's happening on the continent too. Sometimes wherever we are, whether it's England, the Caribbean, South America, there are more people in the world that look like you. I don't use the word minority anymore. I do not. 90% of the people on the planet, and I'm true, you can look it up, 90% of the people on the planet are people of color. Black, brown, yellow. You hear about all the people in China. You hear about all the people in India. You've seen people in India that are darker than me. So information that you have to search out, you have to look for, you have to seek and pass it on. It's up to us. It's what our elders did. You weren't allowed to read and write in this country. We had the first universities in the world. What do you mean we can't read and write? People lost their hands. Eyes got poked out because they were learning to read and write. So you got to make sure you embody that important struggle and keep that going. Don't allow yourself to be mediocrity. And I want to share, I am Nana Malaya. Malaya means full of power and energy, so I guess you can hear that today. Nana is a title, but it's also a name. My father's family, he comes from Barbados, but his family came from Ghana, West Africa. And Nana is the name for both men and women who are teachers, storytellers, ministers, grandparents, and I am all those things. I'm a proud mother of 5 children and 18 grands. I can still pass and go back, I can take it away. But I have one of my children who many of you might know. He's evolved through his work. And for many years I brought him to this festival before anybody knew his name. He ended up pursuing in the arts, which many of my children have. He came here and he did plays. He came here later as a celebrity. And last festival, he was the chairperson of all the celebrities. His name is Lalon Rucker. For those of you who aren't getting actors, but you can remember his name, you probably know him as Sheriff Troy from Why Did I Get Married? And he plays Little Brown on Little Brown, who was on the TV before I left the hotel. I gotta go. I'm really proud not only to see him on TV and other things that he does, but I'm proud that my children, even the ones that nobody knows, when they got an A on their test.